A middle-aged guy from rural Utah with zero tech skills picked up an iPhone and accidentally built a multi-million-dollar empire. Matt Carriker wasn't some influencer or business genius. He was a broke tow truck driver who didn't even know how to edit videos, but somehow he turned pulling Jeeps out of the sand into one of YouTube's most addictive channels, raking in close to $750,000 every year. This isn't a story about luck or going viral overnight. It's about one man who cracked the code that most creators never figure out, and it almost destroyed him in the process. Matt spent over a decade breaking his back in the roofing business. 12 years of climbing ladders, patching shingles, and dealing with customers who always wanted things cheaper. By 2019, he'd had enough. He sold his roofing company and bought a struggling towing operation called Wender Towing in Hurricane, Utah. The plan was simple: make an honest living pulling cars out of ditches. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. But Matt had this habit of filming his recoveries on his iPhone. Just quick clips to show his buddies the wild situations he'd encounter. Trucks stuck in impossible places, vehicles buried in sand up to their axles. His friends kept telling him to throw the videos on YouTube. Matt thought they were insane. Who the hell wants to watch a tow truck driver do his job? But he gave it a shot anyway, teaching himself to edit videos on his phone using some app called LumaFusion. The first few months were brutal. Barely any views, no traction, just hours of work for nothing. It took 8 agonizing months before one video finally caught fire. But even then, Matt had no clue what he was doing. He was stuck, frustrated, and ready to give up on the whole YouTube thing. Little did he know everything was about to change. Matt hit a wall. The channel wasn't growing fast enough, and he couldn't figure out why some videos blew up while others flopped. Then he heard something interesting. There was this YouTube guru named Darrell Eves, living right there in his small Utah town. Darrell wasn't just some random consultant. This guy had worked with Mr. Beast and helped build some of the platform's biggest channels. Matt figured it was worth a shot and cold called him asking for advice. Darrell's response? $5,000 for his consulting class. Matt nearly choked. $5,000 seemed absolutely ridiculous for a struggling tow truck driver. But Darrell decided to look at Matt's channel anyway, just out of curiosity. What he saw surprised him. The content had potential, but Matt was doing everything wrong. He was focused on showcasing his towing techniques, the equipment, the mechanical side of recoveries. Darrell dropped a truth bomb that changed everything. Nobody gives a damn about your towing skills. Viewers don't care about winches or rigging or recovery straps. They care about the story. They want to see friends coming together to help someone stranded in the middle of nowhere. They want the human connection, the adventure, the drama of whether you'll actually get that truck out. Matt had been making videos about towing when he should have been making videos about people. That single piece of advice rewired his entire approach. Once Matt understood the assignment, the channel absolutely exploded. In just 7 months after implementing Darrell's storytelling advice, he racked up 144 million views. That's not a typo. Matt developed a formula that viewers couldn't resist. Start with a distress call from someone stuck in a remote location. Follow it up with the journey to reach them with his dogs running alongside the truck. Then deliver the dramatic rescue with all its challenges and victories. Every video became a mini-adventure. He brought in his wife, Jamie, his sons, and this unforgettable character named Ed, an 81-year-old man who became the heart of the channel. The content stayed family-friendly, no cursing, no manufactured drama, just genuine people solving real problems. And that authenticity became his secret weapon. Viewers weren't just watching recoveries anymore. They were invested in the characters, the relationships, the community Matt was building. Other channels tried to copy the format, but they couldn't replicate what made Matt's content special. It wasn't polished or overproduced. It felt real because it was real. Matt didn't hire actors or script situations. He just pointed his camera at his actual life and let the stories unfold naturally. The algorithm loved it, and more importantly, people loved it. Suddenly, Matt wasn't just a tow truck driver with a YouTube channel. He was running a legitimate media operation that was changing his life completely. Just when everything seemed perfect, Matt's past came back to haunt him. In late 2021, authorities hit him with a second-degree felony charge for insurance fraud. The accusations were serious. Matt had allegedly filed false claims with AAA totaling over $15,000 for off-road recoveries that weren't covered under their policies. AAA doesn't cover off-road vehicle recoveries, but Matt had been billing them anyway. When confronted, Matt admitted the claims were wrong on the front end, but fair on the back end, whatever that meant. His fans were devastated. Comment sections filled with worry that the channel would disappear, that Matt would end up behind bars. For months, the legal battle hung over everything. Finally, in 2022, Matt pleaded no contest to avoid a trial. He dodged prison time, but got slapped with 18 months probation and had to pay back the full amount, $15,328 plus additional fines and fees. The whole situation could have destroyed the channel. Many creators would have lost their audience after something like that. But Matt addressed it head-on with his community, took responsibility and kept pushing forward. His fans surprisingly stuck with him. They appreciated the honesty, even if they didn't love what he'd done. The channel survived the scandal, but it was a harsh reminder that building an empire comes with serious responsibilities and consequences when you mess up. Despite the legal troubles, Matt's channel continued its insane growth trajectory. Today it sits at over 1.9 million subscribers with nearly 1 billion total views. The money started flowing from everywhere. AdSense revenue alone became substantial, but Matt diversified like a seasoned entrepreneur. Sponsorships rolled in from companies wanting to reach his loyal audience. He launched merchandise that fans actually wanted to buy. Then came the kinetic ropes, custom recovery equipment that became so popular Matt claimed they crushed the global nylon kinetic rope market every year. The walk-in store at his junkyard started generating more revenue than the actual towing company. Let that sink in. The side hustle became bigger than the main business. Matt hired 4 full-time editors to handle the content workload and brought in a professional film crew to improve production quality. Even major networks took notice. Discovery Channel and History Channel both approached him with offers to buy the show and put it on television. Matt turned them down flat. He wasn't about to hand over creative control to some network executives who'd want to script everything and turn it into typical reality TV garbage. He built this empire on his terms, and he was keeping it that way. The YouTube model gave him freedom, direct connection to his audience, and honestly, way more money than any TV deal would have offered. What really set Matt's channel apart was the cast of characters who became just as important as the recoveries themselves. Ed, the 81-year-old who'd been homeless before Matt gave him a job, became a fan favorite with his grumpy wisdom and surprising strength. Viewers fell in love with his personality and rooted for him like he was their own grandfather. Then there was Rudy, Matt's son, who worked alongside his dad for years before leaving in 2022 to chase his own dreams. Fans respected that Matt supported his son's decision instead of guilting him into staying for the channel. Lizzie, a family friend's daughter and expert welder, brought serious skills and a fresh dynamic before she left in 2023 to pursue ranching. And through it all, Jamie, Matt's wife, held the entire operation together, managing the business side while keeping everyone grounded. What made the team special wasn't just their skills. It was how Matt treated everyone with genuine respect and built a positive community around the channel. No manufactured beef, no drama for clicks, no throwing people under the bus for views. When cast members moved on, Matt celebrated their new journeys instead of being bitter. This approach created something rare on YouTube, a channel where people felt good after watching. The recoveries were exciting, but the relationships kept viewers coming back week after week. Matt's story proves that you don't need to be tech-savvy or have all the answers to build something massive. He started as a guy who could barely edit videos on his phone, making content about towing techniques that nobody cared about. The transformation happened when he understood a fundamental truth. Content isn't about showing off your skills or expertise. It's about creating human connections that people actually want to experience. He survived legal troubles that would have ended most channels, refused to sell out to traditional media, and built a legitimate empire by staying authentic even when it wasn't perfect. The walk-in store out-earns the towing business. The merchandise flies off the shelves. The custom ropes dominate their market. Matt's pulling in $750,000 annually, doing something he stumbled into by accident. But here's what matters most. He didn't achieve this by chasing trends or gaming the algorithm. He did it by understanding his audience and giving them stories worth watching. The empire wasn't built on fancy equipment or viral stunts. It was built on authenticity, community, and the simple idea that people will watch anything if you make them care about the humans involved. That's the real lesson here.